Now qualitative, again, I said it's based on ratings, and it's up to the group on the types of ratings you're going to use. It can be 1 through 10, A through F, high, medium, or low. That would be qualitative. And this is a common example. This is similar to what we saw before of actually using the squares, indicating what's a high risk, low risk. This is showing you a methodology. It's a formal methodology that has been developed in New Zealand, and it's commonly used in large corporations, and it's used for business issues, not just security risk issues. And so if you're looking for a formal risk methodology thing to follow, this is just showing you like the end product. But this is an example of one of the methodologies that are out there. So there's a different approach other than qualitative, which is quantitative. And like I said, this is monetary values, you use percentages, and we're going to step through how that actually works and some of the formulas that are commonly used in the industry. So what's the first thing to actually calculate is the single loss expectancy, the SLE value. And the formula to come up with that is the asset value times the exposure factor. Now, we've talked about the asset value. Remember, it's not just what we paid for it. It was all the other things, how much it costs to replace, what would our adversaries do with it, what are our liabilities if this asset gets compromised. So we covered the asset value. Now we multiply that times the exposure factor. The exposure factor is the percentage of damage we think will take place if this vulnerability is exploited. Because what we're doing is we're looking at one asset and one threat and calculating how much this could potentially cost the company. So on this asset, if this vulnerability was exploited, what would that cost? That's a single loss expectancy. That's just one thing. So, and it's important that you know not only these formulas, but you may be given a simple example where you have to actually do the calculations yourself. Now, what we need to look at also is the how often do we think that this would take place? And remember what I said that the risk definition is. It's the business impact and the probability. What is the probability of something of this taking place? And in quantitative approaches, we call that the annual rate of occurrence. Within a 12-month period, how often do we think that's going to happen? So ARO is the frequency. How often do we think that's going to take place?